I got mad at how easy it was. Like, this is just one of the things that was so simple. So I got to give all like the companies credit. The websites were amazing to use for this stuff. It just couldn't have been easier. You just put in what you want. All the sites basically have editors regarding macros and this. Yeah. So couldn't be simpler, even if you have an issue with MyFitnessPal. Yeah. Like easy, like if you know where you're going there, so ahead, this is easy.
Sorry, you know how to do it.
So yeah, you want to give your actual?
Yeah, so this is an awesome crowd tonight, wow. All right, just show of hands, how many people in here have never been to one of our seminars before? Holy shit, this is awesome. All right, how many people in here are not Rev members? Yes, this is great. Okay, cool. I'm really excited tonight. So the reason why me and Randy are doing this seminar tonight is because we work with a lot of people who are commuters, super busy lifestyles, running around with the kids and so forth, a lot of first responders, and they don't know what the hell to do. Like Randy said, we ended up finding out how super simple it is and how many awesome options there are at so many like the fast food and chain restaurants. For those who don't know, who haven't been here at a seminar before, me and Randy are the owners of RevolutioniZe Nutrition. Back in the day when we first started, it was just me and Randy. So him and I were the only ones that were here that would meet with every single one of you guys. As the company grew, obviously we couldn't do that anymore. So this gives us a chance to meet each of you, to have a Q&A at the end, to really like see our Rev fam, you know, face to face. Me and Randy only work with the athletes. So this is just a really cool opportunity for us to be in it with you guys again. So thank you for coming. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. There's some music playing back here.
Oh, yeah, Alexa. Alexa, shut up. Stop playing.
You didn't have to walk over.
I don't know. I'm trying to listen and then I guess
does everybody have a seat? Or is that ish? You guys are good? So again, thank you for coming. Feel free to interact with us. We're very interactive. You guys could raise your hands, you could ask questions, you can shout information out. We really don't care. It's really casual. And
stand by the food.
Yeah, stand by the food. Snacks over there.
That's the only reason I'm standing.
Yeah. So we had this at the front. If you didn't get one, just a few things. So obviously tonight our seminar is Eating on the Road. We have our featured businesses tonight. If anybody ever wants to feature their business or business they work with, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do that. We have Mike from Smoothie King in Marlboro. He opened up recently. Woo! Round of applause. He opened up recently. He's actually one of the companies we're going to feature tonight. Fantastic options over there. We have Rob with Body and Sport Performance. He's raffling off a gift card. There he is. He's raffling off gift cards for personal training. So if you didn't sign up for this stuff, you should probably do that. And we also have eClean Bro raffling off a gift card as well. They do it every month because they're freaking awesome. So thank you, eClean Bro. And a heads up, so next month's Hot Topic, me and Randy are going to be doing a mental health seminar. It's going to be a really, really big one. Obviously, we have limited space in here, so if you guys are interested in that, please register and let us know you're coming. Me and Randy are going to be talking about everything from nutrition, diving into mental health and nutrition, body dysmorphia, the whole bit. And that's kind of Randy's like baby.
Oh, you can talk to me for an hour, you'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah, bring some tissues. Yeah. You know, what kind of started influencing that is, you know, when we meet with you guys during your sessions, it's like 2 minutes of nutrition, and for many of you, it's everything but nutrition. It's why did we do this? Why didn't we do this? What do we see in the mirror? How do we feel in our clothes? What's more of the deep-seated reasons why we do what we do? So we're really going to be digging into that. We have a guest speaker coming in. She's a licensed professional, master's in psychology. Kelly Johnson, she'll be joining us next month. We're really, really excited to have her. So
yeah, she's really cool. Just on a, I guess, idea level, we really seem to relate. We're on the same page. We had a lot of fun talking to her, putting some ideas together for this. Yeah. And she's like super on her shit. She had like the
super on her shit.
The what was it called, like PowerPoint like a week later. We're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, so she'll be joining us. And then in addition to that, me and Randy not only do workshops or seminars here, but we do wellness in the workplace seminars. So if you own a facility, if you work work at a facility and you would like us to come in and do a complimentary seminar for you guys wherever you work, we can customize our seminars specifically focusing on, you know, topics of discussion that you see in the workplace. So that's something we do. Also, you just have to contact us and we can set that up with you guys. So, and that's all I had to say about that. So, thank you again for joining us. Well done. So we're gonna get started. Again, if you guys have questions along the way, just ask.
Yeah, and there's obviously a million more good options. We just listed off some of the more popular things that we thought would taste good.
Yeah, and a lot of variety. So you're gonna notice a lot of these things, they have cheese on it, they have, you know, a bunch of stuff on it. If you want a lower calorie option, obviously you can reduce some of the toppings, but we wanted to be realistic because some people want their damn cheese, okay? So
yeah, I tried not to make all of them the blandest option possible.
Yeah, we're not those nutritionists that are like, don't have this, don't have this. We want to let you know that there's so much variety, and it's up to you to kind of take what the material we give you, and you can always tweak whatever you like for your lifestyle and your preferences.
Yeah, and as well, I'm going to try and explain not only why we chose things, but more importantly, why we didn't choose other things. And if there's something that we come across like that, I don't understand why you picked that. Just stop me, let me know, and we'll go over it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have an issue? Here's a tissue. So. So I always say, just because you have a busy lifestyle doesn't mean you can't make healthier choices on the road. So a lot of people that are driving around, they're like, F it, there's fast food, I'm just gonna get milkshake and fries because that's what you do when you go to a fast food restaurant. Today's day and age, there are so many great options, and all you have to do is just do a little legwork, scope out the menu before you go, or just have your favorites kind of tucked in your brain so you know what to get when you go places. In the beginning, it's a little bit of a learning experience, but once you know what's out there, it's so easy.
All right. So getting into it.
Smoothie King's our first one.
Nice.
So, yeah. So we went through the whole menu. And as many of you know, when you go to a lot of shake places or you see the shake bars at the gyms, some of these shakes can be brutal, realistic, right? They're like, here's a little bit of peanut butter, and they're putting a half a cup of peanut butter in there, and you're like, well, I just had 1,000 calories.
Well, like I always say to people, so it's actually really funny. A lot of times we talk about places like this, people are like, well, you know, I want to get my milkshake, chocolate, delicious nonsense. I go get it. But don't go get that and think it's going to help. So kind of what I say is if you want to go have something kick-ass that's just big and cheap meal like, do it. But don't do that thinking it was healthy.
Yes. So our two top picks were the Gladiator and the Activator. So I'm also going to, if you guys signed in, because that's the only way I'll know who the hell's here tonight, I'm going to shoot out a PDF with all this information on it so you'll have it at all times. Sign in. Make sure you sign in. Were you going to say something? Oh, you looked like you were excited. So the Gladiator is like 420 calories, 10 grams of fat, 20 carb, 51 grams of protein. So that is going to leave you full for a while. Great option. It's also going to hit a majority of a lot of your protein for the day. Also fantastic. These are for the 20-ounce servings, by the way. We also have the Activator. They come in, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so definitely that one you can definitely cut into two as well.
Yeah. And then for the Activator, 10 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 21 carbs, 26 grams of protein. We are looking for shakes that are going to be high enough in protein to really be like a meal. And the carbs are going to be actually pretty decent options for shakes.
Yeah, these are both fantastic options, and you can take them up or down either way. So if this is more of a, let's say you're having the Activator for breakfast and you're, early in the morning, you're ready to rock and roll, and you need something a little more hearty to get you through the day, you can add some more slow digesting carbs to it to give you more slow digested release and stuff. So you put, what would some of the sides have, like, you guys, oatmeal and things, right?
We don't have oatmeal. So one thing I want to point out along the lines of what you're saying is everything on our menu is fully customizable. So if you see something where you like most of it, but it has juice in it, you don't want juice because it has sugar, you could take that out, you could replace it. 3 of our menu boards have no sugar added. So any of the sugar that you're getting is from the fruits themselves. All the fruits are, 100% fresh. All the vegetables are organic. Everything on the menu is gluten-free. So there's a lot of benefits and a lot of things that are good on the menu.
Yeah, and I saw like an asterisk that said just if you want to reduce the sugar, just don't add the turbinado sugar.
Yeah, and that's really there's only a few smoothies that have turbinado. Right. If you look at our slim blends, our fitness blends, and our wellness blends, for the most part they don't have any sugar in them. But if you find one that does, you could just take the sugar out, turbinado. You could take the turbinado out and replace it with stevia, or take it out completely. And stevia is a plant-based sweetener.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, so if you need to, you know, like I said, rack that up, throw some carbs, and you know, if you're going to the gym in an hour, you know, something a little quicker digesting, throw a little more fruit in there if you can have the carbs. If you want something a little more longer digesting, throw some of the more hearty ingredients in there, a little more long digesting.
Good. Next one.
Slow down, okay, sorry.
So good. Fruitables. So Fruitables, as a lot of you guys know, we have the signature Red Bull over there that we created for them. So I'm very good friends with the owner. She's a member of RevolutioniZe, and when she first opened up Fruitables, I was like, holy hell, I would love to send people your way, but these bowls are like 1,500 calories each. That being said, you know, we created, as we know, fruits are pure sources of carbohydrates. They're great carbs, right? They're fantastic. But carbs are carbs, and we still need to make sure that we're having the proper amount for each of us. So what we did is we reduced the carb intake by taking away like the granola and a lot of the heavy hitting toppings, the honey, and we bumped up the protein, throwing protein into the base, topping it with fresh fruit. Disclosure. People think they're doing you a favor when they're giving you more peanut butter. They're not. Who sent me the picture of a tablespoon? Somebody sent me a picture of a tablespoon of peanut butter the other day, and it's like
It's just a jar on the
jar. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, including people that know me and they know I created the Red Bull, they're giving me like a freaking half a cup of peanut butter. I'm sitting in my car like dumping half the peanut butter off because I don't want all that extra fat. I would like to get my fat from other sources. So full disclosure, there's supposed to be 1 tablespoon of peanut butter on this thing. Just keep your eyes peeled and make sure they're not doing you a favor. But yeah, so we bumped up the protein to 24 grams, 64 grams of carbs, and 8 grams. It's closer to 14 with the way that they're giving you the peanut butter. In parentheses.
8 to 14.
Yeah, well, what they gave me the other day was probably like 50 grams. Yeah, so just full disclosure.
And good little tips and tricks I always like to say with this. These are obviously the macros for the whole thing. There's no rule that says you have to eat the bottom third of the stuff you don't really want.
Yes.
So that's the part usually, you know, the fun part for me anyway. I'm eating something, I get to mix the berries in and this and that. Once I get to the bottom, I'm pretty good. So, and that's almost where a lot of the carbs are anyway. So pick your spots, yeah.
Absolutely.
With that.
Is that at all locations?
Yes, it should be at all locations, and if it's not, you let me know so I can call them.
Where
Cause
is
a
there
commotion.
one? Where is a Fruitable?
Fruitable, we have one right up here in Marlboro, Freehold, Howell. They're actually all
just
over.
look them up?
If you
Oh,
Google
okay,
it, they'll be there.
okay.
Yeah.
And they're good too, they have call ahead and
Yeah, they all do. They're pretty good.
You wanted a Fruitable cake a while ago.
I still want
she
to eat
still
one every
is.
day.
It's every day.
She's on carb like a little elf.
Sick addiction. Yeah, taking a pound of peanut butter.
Almost every single time we drive home, like I keep, she's like, I'm stopping for Fruitable, stopping for Fruitable.
I need a shovel for the peanut butter.
It's kind of funny, but.
So
yeah.
Wawa
Yeah.
is like one of, honestly, I'll be totally honest with you, when I'm on the road, I'm traveling, Wawa is actually one of the best places to go for me. There's so much, and you could customize everything at Wawa now. You could get everything in a bowl, you could get everything over lettuce, you could do anything you want. So he did the 3-piece roasted chicken strips. They're not the breaded fried one, they're roasted chicken strips.
And they're actually pretty good, again, taste, I did a lot of research.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Actually, what we learned, the fats are, it's the dipping sauces. That's where people
Like
run into
everything else,
problems.
yeah.
Dipping sauces and dressings are brutal. The fat content is gonna go through the roof. So I like using like hot sauces and spicy mustards, things like that to keep my fat content down. Also great snack options there is the plain on-fat Greek yogurts. They have cottage cheese, which I'll use like maybe like the tiniest part of that disgusting fruit side that comes with it.
There's one next slide, don't worry.
Yeah. They have a Core Power Protein Shake, Muscle Milk Pro, 40 Pro Series, all good options. What I like to do with the cottage cheese and the Greek yogurt, I keep protein powder in my car, and I'll scoop that into my Greek yogurt to flavor it and to bump the protein up. It's gonna keep me fuller a lot longer also.
All right, now some of the more creative stuff. So, you'll see a lot of chicken and turkey. I tried to do some more like red meats and stuff on the later slides, but I just put those in there because those are your basic proteins that are gonna have decent amount of protein, low, it should be 0 carb and it should be 0 fat. But, you know. So, the turkey one, oh, so is that the one with cheese on it, Michelle?
No, I didn't put with cheese.
Killing me, Smalls.
So 2 options, with or without cheese?
Without.
This actually might be with cheese actually.
Well, that's why I said
That's a lot of fat for
yeah.
that cheese.
Yeah.
I messed it up.
Yeah, so,
Unless it's mayo.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
too.
so-
Mayo on it?
pull
gonna
it up.
assume it has cheese on it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the next one.
I'm gonna actually, I'll fix up the PDF so when I send it to you guys will have all the asterisks.
Okay. So when you do these online, the nice thing is it doesn't pump it out for you like this. It pumps it out with you showing exactly what's in it, what's not in it, what you pulled, what you excluded, so that's what was in it.
Oh,
So chicken steak breakfast bowls. So these are actually a Michelle special. She gets to do a lot, which is actually on prep.
Oh, yeah.
Want me
to talk about it?
Go.
Oh yeah, so the chicken steak breakfast bowl, you get the egg whites, and you can even bump up the protein even more from adding chicken steak to it, and then I'll throw like spinach, onions, salsa, like things that are like negligible calories, and I'll use hot sauce. So that is like a great option for when I'm driving out to our seminars, our contests and whatnot. Love it. And they have a ton of salads and bowls, and you can get them with a spinach base.
Again, the big thing with that is they'll usually ask you, the cheese is usually going to set you back anywhere between 7 to 14 grams of fat. And that's, the carbs will be a little less than that, but the fats are usually what you're going to be worried about. So as you can see with a lot of these, the fats, you know, if you want the cheese, no big deal. It's really not going to kill you. What really gets nasty is the oils are out of control. When I get to the Jersey Mike stuff later, when I was doing the oil, it takes any meal and just changes it.
Sure, yeah, you know exactly. Jersey Mike's is brutal. We're going to get to that one.
But without that, almost everything on the menu is totally fine.
Amazing. It's the oil. The oils and the dressings are insane. Yeah. You watch them do it.
Yeah, so that's an easy fix with that one.
Is it chicken or is it steak?
Chicken steak. Oh, it's chicken.
Okay.
But it's made like a cheesesteak, like it's chopped up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't
I
figure
have
this
a quick
out.
question. I don't remember if it's Wawa or Quick Check. I was just gonna look it
Yeah.
up. That just started their like Mediterranean healthy bowls with quinoa and something like that.
I'll look
You
into
haven't-
it.
So
you
I'll
haven't
look into
researched that?
No.
So it actually, usually those are going to be the ones that'll sneak up on you. Because I actually was trying to look up some vegetarian options. I think, I don't know if it was Wawa or somewhere else. And I'm not going to lie, it was pretty
They're
rough.
brutal.
Yeah.
Vegetarian ones. Yeah.
The to-go ones. You were better off getting a salad and customizing it the way you wanted on a lot of these rather than getting the quinoa base or other things. But I'm going to take a look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into it. And if you go on the website, you can just punch everything in.
Yeah, so I'm just, sorry, even that up. So without the cheese, it's probably 7 grams there. I believe I put spicy mustard on the turkey.
Yes.
Also, so big things with that, it's the spicy mustard is going to be negligible carbs. You're putting any of the heavy mayos, any sort of dressing, those are really going to rack it up. So I'm not saying don't have those, but if you are going to choose those, put it on the side and track it as, you know, if you think you're using a tablespoon, track it as 2 tablespoons.
Yep.
So
Me personally, I don't like bread. It has literally nothing to do with nutrition at all. I just would rather get my carbs from something else.
She also might be a lizard person.
I'm a lizard person. So, so what I do, I just get everything like sub in a tub or whatever, and that way I can have like 60 grams of carbs with something else later in the day, or 30 grams of carbs with something else. So that's an option at almost anywhere you go these days.
Yeah, and that is a good call. So like even if you just don't like bread, but you want something else a lot, so let's say you're looking at it for some reason you're just craving mashed potatoes that day. Just save the bread, get the mashed potatoes, put that gravy on the side, or the butter and cheese on the side, and work it from there.
Yeah, it's Tetris, really. It's a great.
Oh, and salad or bowls with spinach, Michelle's go there as well.
Oh yeah, good
Alright.
stuff.
Yep.
Jersey Mike's.
No, Jersey Mike's is another really good one because it's just super customizable, and I tend to really like them, and they're everywhere. So
Yeah.
roast beef and provolone mini is where I started, and the reason I did the mini is the carbs racked up a little bit with the regular size, not crazy, but probably I believe it was somewhere in the 60 to 70 range, which is usually a little more than we probably want one sitting. But if you're going there to get it and split into 2 meals, I would do that. You know, it's not bad. Or if it's, you know, you're not going to be eating for a while, it's a post-workout sort of thing. But normally, probably the mini's a good option to hold you over till you get to a better option. So
I gave you the toppings on this one.
you did, thank you.
Welcome.
You saved yourself. So on this one, we kept it simple. We got onions, tomato, lettuce, red wine vinegar, oregano, salt, no oil.
No oil.
Like the oil, I believe, literally was like 20 to 30 grams of fat. It was just nuts.
Yeah. Some of them 50, and when you see how these people work at the shops, they don't care.
And again, they want to do you a favor.
They're doing you a favor.
Extra oil.
Extra oil, yeah.
Yeah, that's the mini, yeah.
Yep. Vinegar is a
Yeah,
great
the
option,
mini, yeah.
oil not so much.
But for like a guy like you could probably get away with a regular. Well, I saw a picture of you, but you got fucking jacked. So, I want to let you know that.
You worked hard, man.
Yeah.
I see it. We know.
Just on Charlie's Instagram stalking. Sorry, sidetracked. So the steak and egg mini sub in a tub. Awesome call here. So this is definitely some more like flavorful, feels like you're eating real food kind of thing. This is not super diety outside of the bread. Macros on there. So you got the 18 grams of fat. If you're really being wacky and you're like, I just want beef and no cheese, take it off. You're probably looking at 7 to 8 grams of fat. Carbs are 40, and I believe that was only from, I think it was the fajita vegetables, which gave it a little bit, and some of the cheese.
It must have been that must have been the bread
Is
version.
that
Yeah, Michelle, where's?
That must have been the bread version.
Or did you put up the wrong picture? You're killing these smalls.
Oh yeah, cheese, steak, and egg mini. You're supposed to proofread this. Alright, so it's supposed to be a
Steak and egg mini.
You saved yourself and then.
I'm human, I make mistakes too, guys.
Alright, so this is not the sub in a tub. This is the actual steak mini, and that's why the carbs are so high. So, there it is. And there's no cheese on it, as according to the picture.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no, that was a fudgy.
So, ignore that one as well.
Well, if you don't get the bread, then you can get the cheese.
Yeah, and the sub in a tub option I put is not on there.
Alright. Oh no, I added sub in the tub, but I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I did. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
We are in trouble.
Alright, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Here, why don't you start this? I'm gonna see if I can get these on
Yeah.
the bowl.
Okay. So McDonald's, the artisan grilled chicken sandwich, only 4.5 grams of fat, 39 carbs, 33 protein. Again, no cheese. If you're going to add the cheese to this, all you have to do is plug it in online, and you'll see it add up. But again, if I just say no cheese on anything, yeah, it's going to reduce your fat tremendously. But it's just an option. The Egg McMuffin, 8 fat, 28 carbs, 15 grams of protein. Again, no cheese. So just be aware that the fats are going to go up with the cheese. And the Southwest chicken salad, it's 11 fat, 26 carbs, 33 protein. That is without the dressing. The dressing is going to bring it up. So they always say like use like the fork method or the dipping method. Just be aware of how much dressing you're putting on everything, and you'll be fine. Question about McDonald's. I did that one right.
No, these look good. All right. So I'm going to send you guys the correct ones. There's some Jersey Mike's updates I want you guys to have. So I'm going to shoot those to you. They're on the phone. So when you get the PDF, they'll be in there right. But basically the sub in the tub, you can almost do whatever you want. It is a very good option.
Sub in the tub is fantastic.
I believe the one I had in there was an Italian sub in the tub. So you think an Italian sandwich would be terrible. Once you put it in the sub in the tub, it was, without the oil, it was I think 7 to 14 grams of fat as well. And I like an Italian sub. Yeah, so
Like the Italian, right?
No oil?
Yeah, no.
Well, that's the
oil.
problem. The vinegar helps a little bit.
I love vinegar.
Yeah.
Vinegar's good.
Yeah.
The seasonings are good. It's oils and the mayos. Starbucks is just a common place that everybody goes. The drinks are brutal. Okay, so if you're looking for a caffeine kick in the ass, your best bet is to go for like your plain coffee. The cold brews are fine. It's gonna come from the sugars and the heavy creams and stuff that they're adding. So if you know how much you're adding, you can monitor it. Just to basically like cold brew with 2% milk, 35 calories. If you get like a Frappuccino, it's like 500 calories, some of them
Even
600
now they have
calories.
an Irish cream cold brew.
I'll have to look into that one. I'll look into that one for sure. And the Cafe Americano, just a basic one, you're getting like 2 grams of carb in it. It's nothing at all.
Is that
So-
also 16 ounces, or is that the
Yeah,
small one?
yeah, it's also 16. Yep.
Why doesn't it have any carbs or protein in it?
They do. It's very small amounts depending on how much you're having, but yeah. And then if you have any like milk in it, it'll add that tiny little bit
The
to it.
carbs is gonna be
Oh,
from the
that's
sugar that's in it.
But if you're getting it black.
Or the cream.
Yeah, black is fine. This is when you're
It's
adding
one
like a little
carb.
bit.
Yeah,
of
usually,
That's
so
got
usually,
cream in it.
yeah, so usually a lot of the house blends and stuff, like sometimes in larger quantities, your preservatives will have 1 or 2 carbs, 1 fat, that sort of thing. So when you look at things that are bought processed,
I watch those syrups.
and you'll
The
see that
syrup.
you'll see like 1 or 2 carbs either way from preservatives usually.
Yeah,
There's
the syrups are rough.
There's a guy on Instagram called the Macro Barista.
Oh.
He takes the Starbucks drinks and macros them out.
We'll
and
have to
gives
check
them
that out.
Nice, the macro
I'll send it to
barista.
you.
If you haven't heard of this, nice. Good looking out. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. A lot of good content. Also, whenever I'm stopping, these like little egg white minis are great go-tos for me. I get them all the time when I'm out. They're 8 grams of fat, 11 carbs, 12 protein. They're light. They're a much lighter snack. The reduced fat turkey and bacon, cage-free egg white sandwich. 5 fat, 28 carbs, 18 protein. Again, these are probably like the best options you're gonna find on the menu. Are they the best thing in the world? No, but they are actually really good options when you're out.
Do you want to explain why you think that?
Well, oh yeah. I like these because they were the only options that really had like the highest protein content on it without bringing the fats up super high. So a lot of the sandwiches out there,
Especially breakfast sandwiches.
breakfast sandwiches, if they're using the whole egg, which there's nothing wrong with whole eggs, but there's gonna bring the fats up a little bit. Again, I just prefer to get my fats
As well as
elsewhere.
sausage, pork roll.
Sausage, pork roll, the bacon, that's
The
where
good
your
stuff.
fats are gonna go up. So you'll end up getting great 15 grams of protein, but you're gonna end up getting like 28, 30 grams of fat in a day. So in the context of your day, if it's worth it, awesome. Personal preference, it's not, but again, to each their own, whatever you prefer. Chick-fil-A. I told you everybody loves Chick-fil-A.
That's why she sabotaged my slides.
Please excuse my
Everybody's always a Chick-fil-A. So they have plain grilled nuggets, which is fantastic. Just grilled nuggets, it's just all protein. This is for the 12 counts, the biggest one you could get. 38 grams of protein, only 2 carb, and 4.5 fat. I mean, that is like a home run. Again, the fats and carbs will come up from any dipping sauces, but if you use hot sauce, spicy mustard, a lot of people keep Walden Farms in their car and stuff like that. You can do anything like that without.
Or even using one of the more heavier sauces, but dipping for a whole thing of that. Even if you end up with the carbs at 15-20, it's still a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, not bad at all. And then they have the grilled market salad with grilled chicken, 10 fat, 16 carbs, 25 protein, another great meal option. This is no dressing. You can add the light balsamic, 80 calories. So to each their own if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, it's an option. Again, these are our favorite ones. If you're getting like the chicken that's breaded, you're obviously going to have your carbs and fats going up a lot higher.
So what stuff would you avoid in the salads?
Cheeses,
Bacon.
give or take. It depends on how much they're doing. The bacon bits. Crunchy. If they're adding any like the crunchy strips to it, the carbs are gonna go through the roof. Almond slices are fine, but they're not brutal with them.
As well, like chia seeds, avocado. A lot of times the little fancy things on top that you end up paying $8 extra for at the fruit food place.
Yeah.
That's where the 30 grams of fat come from.
Yeah.
So it's not the good stuff in there. It's those little fancy toppings for Instagram.
Yeah, I think I posted something recently. It was a salad, which was just lettuce, and it was like 20 calories worth of vegetables, versus a salad when you go to a restaurant and it's like an 800 calorie salad because of all the toppings, not the lettuce, the toppings and the dressing. You could get a hamburger for like 3/4 or half even of the calories of some of these salads. Yeah. So a lot of people go to these restaurants and take out, getting a salad, think they're being healthy. Just be aware of what's in the salad, because sometimes you're better off getting a burger.
Yeah, but also don't demonize the salad. It can be awesome. Just
It's awesome.
use it wisely.
Use it wisely. It is a tool. It is a tool. Chipotle,
Right, so
another popular one. Yeah, and this is another one.
Okay. So yeah, Chipotle was another super easy one to do. Again, are you getting the burrito with extra guac and sour cream? Probably not.
Watch the guac. Watch the guac at Chipotle.
Yeah, the guac is the one thing I'm going to say. It's pretty hard to get in almost anywhere, realistically. Yeah. But just a regular old salad. The big thing I like to do in a lot of these, I don't think I did it on the burrito bowl, but on this I did the double steak. Just because you got the protein up so much with negligible fat, it just made the whole ratio wonderful. And it really turns it into 2 meals if you want, for especially a smaller person. The black beans really just gave you some flavor, and as well, I didn't get to talk about this, but this is a spot where if you are a vegetarian, get rid of that steak and jump up with all that stuff that I call ancillary protein options. So where, let's say you're a meat eater, no problem. Yeah, making a bean our primary source of protein is not a great idea. But if we don't have any primary meat sources, this is what you've got to make sure your carb sources are coming from, so that our protein numbers are going to be high enough. So you're never going to catch up, like it's going to be really hard to catch up to a meat eater without supplements. But if you have little things like that, you can get there. Fajita vegetables, again, that's where a little bit of the carbs are coming from, and the black beans, tomato and salsa, negligible. So that's a nice big meal there, and that definitely feels like you're eating. The salsa gives you some sort of...
it's almost like a dressing. I use salsa as dressing, really, to be honest.
The burrito bowl, I went with the chicken. The reason I went with the brown rice on this, and I went light on it, not nothing, just light. And my personal opinion is when they give you the regular anyway, it's too much rice. It's not even a health thing, that's just too much rice for me. But the brown rice also is a better option to sustain you longer. So in no way is it healthier or not healthier, But if you're looking for something to hold you over the next couple hours, you want to go for those low GI foods, anything brown, sweet potato, the slow digesting carbohydrates. So only reason I did that is just for variety.
This picture is not perfect. It's just the only one I could find on Google. Don't know it. So.
Fajita vegetables, tomato salsa, green chili salsa. So again, all the little
salsas,
the negligible stuff, easy choices there. Macros, 35 grams of protein, 31 carbs, 10 fats, and I didn't even double the chicken on this. So if you double that chicken, you're looking at probably, I think actually give it to you 70, but probably 50 to 60.
And most of these places, you can ask for double protein, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, so usually my advice is, once you figure out what you like once through one of these calculators, then next time you modify it a little. After a couple times, you don't need to do it every time in your head. You kind of have an idea what the good and bad things are, that you can do it in the phone in 2 seconds. Taco. So this is my personal choice because tacos.
So many people are like, yeah.
As much of a munchies, you know, dude, where's my car? Sort of thing. There was actually a study, I forget, like I think it was it was either FDA or one of the big ones. Tacos actually had the most healthy food choices among all fast food places.
If you order off the healthy menu.
Well, you can basically do it. You can do what you please there. It's like America.
And when we
like Ron Johnson says. You can do what
When
you
we're
like.
talking healthy, we're not talking about like preservatives and sodium and stuff like that. We're just finding like the most macro-friendly options for you. So.
Yeah. So this is shockingly probably the best option that's everywhere outside of Wawa, I think.
Yeah.
So the fresco soft tacos, just shredded chicken, lettuce, pico de gallo, super simple. So is that going to fill you up? You know, you're going to be stuffed for the day? Maybe, maybe not. But that is a super good, like, I'm so stuffed, I'm out shopping all day, I'm angry, or I'm running around errands. Get one of those and a Diet Coke, or get that in a big water, and you're good till at least you get home, sort of deal. Or if you're really hungry, get 2, and it's still not bad. Again, just shredded chicken was the best option, so if you added the steak, the fats are going to come up a little bit. You add the shredded cheese. It actually wasn't that bad. I want to say it was somewhere between 5 and 10 grams of fat. I just chose not to for this. But the cheese really wasn't a killer. It's those ranch dressings, fresco, all the fun sauces. The hot sauces are your best friend.
Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah.
The power menu, also another one that was just pretty good. And this was, I think we put some good stuff in this too.
Yeah, I try to do the best with the pictures, guys.
Yeah, you know, assume the pictures are wrong, and if they're good, right. So we have the fire grilled chicken in here, same concept as the turkey. This is going to be your lowest fat, lowest carb protein option, relative. You know. Black beans, so you're getting some little bit of carbs and protein there. I think we went white rice, so just good old carbs. Cheese, we got nice fats and carbs. Lettuce, pico de gallo, guac, so this is going to be your fat monster. And sour cream. So I'm actually really shocked that the fats only came out to 18 grams.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Because you did, I think you did light on everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So note, those are all light.
Yeah.
So which is not bad, really not bad, because for me again, if I'm, and it's just personal preference, when I'm eating something with sides of guac or sour cream, I don't need the whole dollop at once. I just need a little bit on every bite I have to get the hang of it. So for me, light and regular, I could probably get through it the same way, to be personally honest with you.
So that's not like a pre-made thing, like you can actually make that?
Yeah, you can chop these up any, like, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
So we had, this came out to 18 grams of fat, 50 carbs, and 34 grams of protein. If the carbs are the issue, just eat less of the rice there, or I believe they do have greens options.
Yeah, almost anywhere you go, you can get greens as a base. I'm telling you, just ask them.
Especially for them, it's less work and costs less.
Sure.
So the grilled steak soft shell taco was, I thought, more of a good, fun one. And this we went steak, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mild sauce, and 8 grams of fat, 18 carb, 19 protein. To me, that's like an awesome grab and go. So if you want to get that and a fresco, you combine that, that's a nice post-workout or a real lunch. You know, the big thing I say about most of the big items here, outside of like this, treat them like you would a protein bar, a lot of this stuff. Don't go into these places looking to get your big fix of the day, because then you may run into problems, may not fill you enough, may lead you too high, too low in one spot. But if you look at a lot of these places more as stopgaps to get you to the next good thing, it's a lot easier to do good. And if it has to be the big meal of the day or all day we're eating on the road, it can be done. Just have to be a little more precise.
Okay, and then just basic tips for dining out. This is actually our last slide. Basic tips for dining out, if you're going to like Italian, Greek, Middle Eastern, Chinese, Japanese, diner. There are so many options there. Again, I'm gonna shoot this out PDF to you guys so you have it. My biggest things that I'm concerned about when you go out is the oil. Again, if you're ordering grilled chicken, assume they're throwing that on a grill with the oil. If you're getting an egg white omelet, which drives me crazy, they're gonna probably put it on a grill with oil. So just ask for them, no oil added, otherwise your chicken and your egg whites are gonna turn into a sponge of fat, which kind of sucks, because you probably wanna eat your fats with some other food.
And if you're really, really being like super neurotic, macro counter person and you want to account for every possible thing on the planet, yeah, like we're in prep,
Yeah,
and you just
prep
want to
mode.
do nuts. If you're eating out, assume it has a cup of olive oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not a teaspoon.
so we always say like two.
Nobody eat out ever again.
So like we always say like a chicken breast could have like 2 teaspoons of olive oil to it. Same thing with your egg whites, 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of olive oil. If you're doing Chinese food, there's a whole steamed section: steamed broccoli, steamed chicken, steamed shrimp. Great options. Avoid the sauce. The sauce is going to be loaded. Actually, with Chinese food, it's not only fats; it's super high carbs. They use a lot of sugar in their foods. Japanese food or sushi. If you like sushi, your best bet. Yeah, I do too. Your best bet's going to be sashimi. You're going to get just the protein. Not everybody's a fan. The rice is obviously going to rack up the carbs. Approximately. A sushi roll, depending on where you go, has approximately 1 cup of rice to it. It's deceiving. It doesn't look like it has a cup of rice to it, right?
It's
It's
super
spread out.
packed. Yeah.
It's super packed, yeah. So that's on average. So I always shoot for a Naruto roll, and I'll get like a second roll of like a fancy roll, and I'm like, okay, those carbs are worth it there to me.
And just a little personal Randy tip: the cheaper sushi you're getting, assume the more rice you're getting.
Yeah, the
That's
cheaper
not
the
everywhere,
sushi,
but
the more rice you're getting, the more crunchy you're getting, because which is basically just a fat and carb that they're throwing in there. And the more mayos you're getting, which is going to bring the fats up. So again, I always like the Naruto rolls, which is the fish wrapped in cucumber. A lot of sushi restaurants allows you to wrap almost all their stuff in cucumber, like seafood.
yeah. And also too, if you just want to get, if you're a big eater, I'm gonna get 2 rolls. Get 1 with rice and get the other without.
Yeah,
And not a problem.
Yeah, funny sushi story. I don't know if we told this one.
We
already,
tell it all
but
the time. It's a good
we
one.
we had a member. This goes back to like probably 2014, and he thought he had a gluten allergy. So he went out to sushi and said how bloated he was from eating the sushi. And he's like, I think I'm gluten intolerant. I was so bloated after eating my sushi. I go, okay, what'd you have? He goes, about 6 or 7 rolls. I go, not even the salt. I go, bro, you have 6 or 7 cups of rice sitting in your stomach. No kidding, you're bloated right now. It wasn't the gluten. It had nothing to do with that whatsoever. You just had 6 or 7 cups of rice.
And on the flip side, if you do have a piece that bothers you, yeah, you probably have some sort of intolerance.
Then chill, yeah.
But if you eat a pint of ice cream and you don't feel good, maybe it's the pint, not the ice cream.
Yeah, we always just, we talk about abundance, so.
Not for you.
Everybody's like, ice cream, I can't have it, I'm bloated, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, did you have a half a cup or did you have the whole pint? Pizza, did you have a slice or did you eat half the pie?
Or another good one too, have you been super clean for a while and this is just your big outlet? So I usually tell them the more clean you are, the more sensitive you are to not eating clean.
Yeah.
So just be ready for that.
Yeah,
You'll be intolerant to almost anything.
Yeah, so when it just comes to abundance, yeah.
I ate at a sushi place that had an all-you-can-eat night.
Oh, yeah.
And when I tell you the rice, I mean, these were the fattest rolls ever.
Oh,
seen.
yeah.
I took a knife and I literally was
yeah.
cutting away.
Yeah.
It was so
So
bad.
it looks good because it's big, because here in America, food, if it's bigger, it's better. I used to work at Cheeseburger, that was the slogan. So I would literally go from selling like oversized 2-pound burgers to doing personal training later in the day. It was a very strange point in my life. So with places like that, the all you can eat, you got to keep in mind, rice is the cheapest thing that they can provide. So they're going to give you these huge, big rolls, but it's cheap as hell for them because it's all rice. So watch out for I call them filler foods, basically, where it's like, I don't really want the rice, but it's just going to fill you. So it's cheap. It's cheap in restaurants.
I'm trying to think of any other ones. Chinese can actually be a sneaky option. I'm probably going to do a separate one of these things you can order in one day, where I'll spend some time on Chinese. Yeah.
How about Burger King, the plant-based Whopper?
So that I gotta check the macros on. You know what?
It's actually a really good question. Do you know it?
I just saw a whole thing on these Impossible Burgers
Yeah.
and all these veggie burgers.
Yeah.
You're better off eating a piece of clean beef
Yeah.
or turkey or chicken than one of these burgers.
They're
because
brutal, yeah.
First of all, they're high in fat
Mhm.
because they need the fat for the
Yeah.
flavor.
Mhm.
There's fillers.
Mhm.
They're loaded with sodium. They have to fill in something to make it taste good and to
Yeah.
bind.
Yeah.
So, and actually, one of those Impossible Burgers has 6 times the sodium
Yes, the
of a
sodium's super
regular
high.
burger if you were to make it.
Yep.
So if you were to eat it once, twice, 3 times a week,
Mhm.
on top of the amount of fat that's in it,
Yeah.
they're not good for you.
Yeah,
Make
they're
your own burger.
brutal. He's gonna get the macros on that
I
level.
still don't understand, if you're a vegetarian, why do you want something that tastes like beef?
Right.
Good question.
Why the hell do you want to eat something that tastes
Go
like beef?
for it.
Why I eat plant-based,
Yeah.
and it doesn't taste like beef. Like I wouldn't get one. Some of them that have the red beets in it.
Yeah.
So I don't want that.
Yeah.
But over the holidays, I was eating the Impossible Burger because I'm vegan now.
Right.
So, and I was like, why am I gaining weight? And then I read what she did.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Don't eat it.
Brutal.
Make your own. You can literally
Yes.
make your own,
Make
and
your
you'll
own.
know
Yeah, I
what's
gotta
in
find
it.
better
Yep.
recipes.
But they
It's
have,
bad.
but they
bad.
have to
Good
fill
insight.
it with binders
Really
and
bad.
salt and fat just
Yeah.
to make it
It's
taste
bad.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
34 grams of fat, 11 grams
How
of
many
beans.
grams of fat?
34. With 11 being saturated fat.
Stay away from them.
Yeah, I
grams
can
of carbs and
58.
25 protein.
58
Yeah.
carb, 25
So
The
there
only,
you go.
the only good thing I'll get, the protein was higher than I thought it would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah.
is higher than I
But
thought it
it's-
would be. I was like,
But that's a
screw
rough
that.
option. You're better off if you're looking for vegan options. I would look anywhere that has a salad that you put some quinoa or beans on.
Go ahead.
Or,
I have a
yeah.
quick question for you. In the morning driving in, I usually go to Dunkin' Donuts, sometimes I get the power breakfast sandwich, no cheese.
Uh-huh.
That sounds pretty good. I believe you used to get it a lot.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
It's
it.
not bad.
You know, I'm gonna pull
Especially
it.
without the cheese. We're gonna make it on
I'm good, yeah. This works for
He's
me.
gonna get it, okay.
Now, what was it? It was the
Power breakfast sandwich.
Power breakfast.
Without cheese. Without cheese, without vegetables and fruits.
Eat vegetables.
Eat vegetables.
Eat vegetables. I can't believe
Whopper wasn't on there. I tried. But you know what? The worst
nothing.
option.
Great insight.
You know, the bachelor of the
I'm shocked.
It wasn't the worst thing.
I'm
to do.
shocked.
I was gonna say, with all these, when you like customize it yourself, do you just look at the website and make your own meal?
Yeah.
Like, that's the better way
Yeah,
to
you
do
can
it, right?
literally plug in every ingredient and it
And then you just add new
Yeah,
food and
Michelle,
make your
what I'm
own.
gonna do is,
Yes.
I'm gonna pull up a restaurant on there right now. I'm gonna pull up a restaurant on there right now to show you guys how easy it is. I'm gonna pull up Smoothie King, right?
Yeah.
I'll pull up your website, it's nice and easy, I'll show that to you.
Yeah, I usually do, but
Sometimes the app.
What's that?
Thigh's another hard one.
Thigh's a hard
Thyroid courage might have.
You can make a lot of people don't know all the allergies that are out there. Don't make it really high. I tell them I have food allergies.
stuff like that.
I actually bring my food to restaurants.
Alright, so Randy's actually gonna show you how to do this. It's so easy.
I'll say, well,
That's how I get it.
Randy, the pressure's on right now.
Well, I know, I think, hold on. After when you get to the thing, I need stuff.
make your own food.
What do they do?
Harvey's made a meat bake just to kind of make fun of.
Did they really?
Yeah, they made
A
like a big
meat-based
carrot.
vegetable?
They made like a big carrot made bake.
That's fantastic.
They did that
But
just.
what's their slogan? We have the beef or
Yeah, we have
something?
the big, yeah, they made a carrot made bake. I thought that was pretty fun.
That's great. That's actually really good.
Michelle, when I go out, if I know like I'm going to like somewhere or like
Yeah.
I bring lemon wedges. So
Oh, that's a good suggestion too. Yeah.
Because you know you're gonna be out for the day.
Oh yeah. But it's insightful. It gives people ideas. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you know you're gonna be out for the day, I mean, I prep my food and bring it with me. But if you know you're gonna be out with me, bring the food, you're gonna get something out.
Yeah.
Avoid the dressings and stuff. Think about what you can bring in place of a dressing. Or like a Pam spray, some lemon juice.
Yeah, lemon juice.
Bringing family with you?
They have a hot sauce keychain.
When I'm out traveling, I do.
She sprays it on before she works out too, though.
No, that's the coconut one.
That's not a t-shirt, I bring the coconut one. Do you?
Make sure
It's like a whole thing. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A long time.
My luck, it would like dangle and hit my leg while I'm driving and just going.
That's why I started using mine.
So Gladiator Vanilla is the one you had, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, just wanna talk as I go through?
Okay, good. All right, so here's just an example of how you can plug stuff in. Honestly, it's almost any website that's like a chain these days. So we have the Gladiator. Everything's right here. You can even customize and add ingredients, and it'll calculate everything for you. So you just literally plug everything in. It tells you the calories that are in each thing that you choose.
So some Greek non-fat yogurt only adds at 46 calories, and then when you look, macros barely changed.
Yeah.
We actually have some really good Greek yogurt smoothies.
Yeah, I always like those. I like the combination.
Go for it.
Because it uses the probiotics.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah.
For Smoothie King, I like the peanut butter, but I'll put half because it saves half the calories.
That's exactly,
Yeah,
and you can
perfect
do
way.
that.
Yeah.
Say I only want half the amount or a tablespoon. They'll listen to you.
So for example, so if you're looking at that one serving will be 261 calories, you pull it in half. That's not so bad. It's really not. You still get the peanut butter flavor.
Exactly, it's overload.
Yeah.
So you would just tell them there, be like, oh, I only want half the serving,
Yep.
and then you would just add that instead of putting
Yeah.
that.
And then let me pull up Jersey Mike's to give you guys that one. I'll do that on the fly now.
Just show them the difference of the oil.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, so-
Unless, if somebody has like they're catering an event, I'll just like take all the turkey off.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit.
I don't care at all.
I give it to him like, you want the British beer?
It's like
Yeah, but they're not bad.
You just get like the crusted part.
Yeah, the whole
Get all the fluff right.
So I believe this is the one I had set up for you guys. So it was just the number 2, which was, I believe it was just ham and provolone.
Oh, this is the example I messed up.
Yes.
Okay, so this is important.
I have a real, yeah. So right now I have the olive oil, I just took the olive oil out. So with the olive oil out, your fats are a whopping 0.36 grams. That's right. It's 14 grams. It's still
So
for
much
ham
lower.
and cheese, 14 grams is not
If
bad.
you want to reduce the fat even more, get rid of the cheese.
Yeah. But so we throw that olive oil back in, we're at 41 grams of fat.
Yeah. 14 of 41.
And that's on what they're supposed to give you.
It's like, I'm not doing oil ever again.
Yeah. So
And that's being kind. These people are usually giving you more than that. Again, they think they're doing you a favor.
and then let's go to that roast beef one. That'll get better. I'm gonna play with a sub.
It's insane.
Yeah, let's go
Turkey's a great option.
Yeah,
Turkey's a great option.
so I'm gonna pull up the turkey provolone and I'll do a regular.
I'm hungry right now.
So this is the way you can order it from Jersey Mike's. There's no changes made. Yeah, you want to read that off?
Yeah, so I can't even do that. All right, this is onions, tomatoes, this is with olive oil, right?
I know.
With the olive oil?
Yep.
But I don't know how.
The vinegar's okay, though, right? So we got
Yeah, the vinegar's I'll show you. Yeah, it's barely it.
39, so there's almost 40 grams of fat. We've got 67 grams of carbohydrate and 39 protein.
Next time I'm
Alright,
gonna
so
come in.
Wait, please don't.
Yeah. So the biggest thing to change, and also what I like to show people too, as I change through the different breads, your carbs change so negligibly.
And gluten-free
Get
bread
worse. I
doesn't
mean,
mean
so I'm getting
no
way
carbs.
worse.
Does it?
It doesn't mean no carbs.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the sandwich? Bread, hold on.
Well, it's not bad actually. It was a little lower.
A little bit lower.
Cheesecake Factory, you know how they bring you that bread basket?
Yeah.
So you know how they try and make you
Brown
feel good with
bread.
that brown one, like
Oh,
that wheat
yeah.
one?
Is it
Well,
bad?
my family must have had like 30,000 loaves of it one time
Oh my
at the
God.
table. I go, you have no idea what's in
red
it.
wine
Let's
vinegar.
look
But
it
it's
up.
brown, it's healthy.
Oh my God, between the honey and the sugar, because it's sweet.
Yeah.
They were eating it like it was candy.
Yeah,
I
most of
think
the
that's
stuff
something to
most
it.
of the stuff you get that's like whole wheat, whole grain. It's not even actually whole
Yeah.
wheat or whole grain.
And
It's
then-
usually blended.
And then, so this is basically about as clean and as boring as you can get without the cheese. Now you're looking at less than 3 grams of fat.
Yeah, which is just a massive difference. So
Yeah,
from
you're-
oil.
Yeah. So that's how easy it is to do. And you can go on almost every website on the planet and do this. And you don't have to do it every day for everything. You just start doing it little by little and you learn.
And listen, you're not, unless you are dining out every single day, but you know, this is like when you're on the road in case of emergency and whatnot. I'm always going to suggest to people who work on the road to have your meals packed. That's going to be your best bet, your safest bet.
And I'll vouch, like the few times in my life where I've really prepped, really been on my shit diet-wise, it was 90% on the road.
Yeah.
To be really honest with you, I'm not a prepper. I was buying half my meals out like this. And at home, the most I would make is maybe a protein shake.
Yeah, and he did, and it worked for him. But we always suggest, pack your
It's not a
meals,
good idea, but
pack like a cooler in your car. We work with Eat Clean Bro, as you guys know. They do, meal delivery service to your house. We have a promo code with them. It's on that sheet if you picked one up on your way in. It's eatcleanbro.com/rev. If you use that promo link, it'll automatically throw a discount at checkout. They're great to work with. I always recommend using their bulk menu items because it's going to be like the
let me show that.
purest.
Oh, I have it up.
The purest.
And I
that
just
you can
learned
get.
that the day the food expires, it goes from $8.50 to $5, so freeze them.
Oh,
I
good
always freeze
call.
it. I always freeze
Everybody
Good
pick up.
suggestion. What's up,
Get it,
Mish?
portion, I freeze it.
A question, you know how Cheesecake Factory has a skinny menu, how do you get what that is?
Oh, it's on their website. It's on, I know that one.
Know it.
Yeah,
Hold
all the
on.
time.
Can you just tell everybody how you would dine out so often and you were like nervous that was gonna hurt your progress?
Yeah, well, he's on the seafood diet. He sees it.
He sees
and
food and he eats it,
yeah.
yeah.
He doesn't have any kind of restrictions.
So Carolyn's awesome. She lost a bunch of weight and is now in maintenance with us, and she has been a phenomenal like role model to so many. And this is not a person who sits and weighs and measures everything at home. She dines out.
Well, I do both.
You
I
do
mean, during
both.
the week I weigh, scoop, and measure, but on weekends we eat out. So yeah, Cheesecake Factory is one of our favorite places. When I first started, I told my nutritionist Emily at the time, I said I need it. She goes, you can have the Skinny Licious burger and you can even have the bread.
Yeah.
So I even eat it with the roll. So and, I don't like mayo, so I get it without mayo. But it's very trackable. It's right in the app. You add it, and it comes with like a little side salad, and it's delicious. It's the same exact meat that the regular burger is. It's just a little bit smaller.
And everything's portion control. Again, everywhere you go in America, everything is just supersized. Everything is huge. It doesn't mean you need to eat the whole thing. I mean, I'll go get a donut and I'll have a half of it. I won't eat the whole thing.
Yeah, I get the bottom. I get the rest.
The bottom. Yes, so options should be in my FitnessPal app. If you're customizing, that's when I would suggest creating your own food. And if it's something that you get all the time, it's just a little legwork for the first time, but it's always in your app every time you use it.
Yeah, and usually a lot of the more popular items are in there somewhere.
Yeah. They also have a lot of if you go on my FitnessPal, not only is the Skinny Licious burger is on there, but a lot of their apps are on